Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now, before we begin, I want to thank everyone for, continuing to make this channel grow. I didn't even think I would get to like 8,000 at all. So, thanks for everyone for watching my videos, and for new people for showing up, welcome. Now, let's get into the basic of what I'm going to do with this 8K special. I have other what ifs I have planned for the future, but I am holding them off until until I knock off a couple series. Let me run down. Let me think. I said on my community tab before and comments, Jack Frost Deku will continue when I get to the USJ attack in when I in Dragonkin Deku. What if? And after that, after those get started and get rolling on, and once I knock off another series, I will release one of the mutation Dekus. Most likely, I really want to do the snake one first, but I got to think about the power set on that one a little more. But the werewolf one, not the werewolf one, the werewolf of the wolf mutation one will be easier to come up with a story, because there's so much you can give a werewolf mutation. Let me just do something real fast. Now, this Deku is going to be a female Deku. I'm using the armor from the second sister from the Fallen Order Star Wars video game. And these three pictures is of Izumi. Even the one on the right, the blonde. That's what Izumi is going to look like in this what if. Inko is not going to be the mother, a biological mother of yeah, they're not related whatsoever. Sorry, guys. Now, Izumi's blade, she could um, she could split off and make her dual wield, or split it all together. Does one blade or a double blade. So she has, her lightsaber is very diverse. That's why all the forms of I couldn't really find a good picture of the second sister using two lightsabers with both hands, but she's able to do that. It detached because I want to, and I thought that would be cool. Now, Izumi's people, she comes from a humanoid species that's similar to humans. They're a little more. They were built a whole lot better than the normal, superior strength and speed. I'm gonna run some backstory, just a little bit on the planet itself. I'm not going to name it because that's not important. But when the Jedi Civil War happened, when dark users separated from getting their butt kicked by the Jedi, unfortunately, they roamed the galaxy finding a new home. Some of them went on to the split off to cover more ground just by chance. They came across this a habitable planet as they decided to camp there and and make a city to make a place where they could do their craft, learn about the dark side of the Force without having the Jedi starting, trying to kill them. I'm taking this from I think it was Legends canon, but instead of the all going to that one planet where they established the Sith race, the Order, they split off into two separate teams. So one goes to one planet, one goes to the other to Sorry, it's just a form of strategy. So they're not all in one place. So the Jedi just can't go in there and try to find them, swoop them, and wipe them out all at once. If they're split off, then it's if it's split off in two, then it's a less chance of Jedi wiping them all out together. If they spread out too fast, too far, that wouldn't work well because they'll be too far apart to give aid if aid needed. This is how it's gonna work. They went on like in the original in canon. They went on the main homeworld. I forget what it's called right now. They met the pure-blooded Sith. They established a friendship. As you know, the Sith were taught, and several crossbreeds were happening. So a bunch of them left that planet to go to this other planet that the Sith. Sorry, as they go to search to spread their order around, so they won't be in one place for a very. This so their whole force are not on just on one planet. So they stumble across a uninhabitable world, but was very rich with life. So they established the main city that's going to be mentioned in this what if. Over the years, the pure-blooded Sith gene slowly died out over the generations. So there's no like pure-blooded Sith in on the planet, but they are from the same race. It's just their facial appearance decayed after over the over the generations. So they look more human, but they have physical strength and speed. I'm just making that up out of my ass. So and Izumi's family, it's a big military family. So it's the military forces that are in this civilization on this planet. They all come from the same family. So basically, what it comes down to, it's a warring clan. Basically, what it is. They're different. Anyone that yeah, there's a major law that no one outside of the Izuku's family can join the military. It's only in their family. Their family's huge enough to to produce such numbers. Considering they have not gone through any major wars recently, ever since all the people on the planet, came together as one people. They haven't had any, occasional bounty hunter, but they don't really care what they do as long as they don't target one or civilian. So they have to, yeah. So they didn't want to do that, and they're well known. They are well known force users. They really don't care. They don't see the force as evil or good. They just use it because it's there. But majority of them go towards the dark side of the force. Majority. The planet has produced powerful Jedi and Sith alike over the generations, but they've always stayed neutral. We cut to the scene as several star destroyers comes in. Sorry, comes out of hyperspace as everyone on the planet on high alert as over the intercoms. The Empire here. The Empire here. The Empire is here. Get our ships to airborne now. As several ships, ships try to exit the atmosphere as the Star Destroyers massacres their fleet as they begin bombarding the planet taking out military outposts, all military locations, outpost, armory, where they keep all their troops, as they begin slaughtering. They've had spies in. They had spies on their planet for a long time. They finally found a moment to strike where they were not fully alert. We cut to a man on one of the Star Destroyers as he has his hands behind his back, looking onto the battlefield out in space. Because of their arrogance, they they allowed their guard to be down and allowed me to place a cipher and let the cipher do with what they do best. Now that their sensors were compromised, we were easily to establish a fleet. As he's monologuing to his people, they refuse to join the Empire, so we're taking what we want. Yes, yes, Inquisitor. Get a landing party. I'ma go personally. There's a child I'm quite interested. Yes, yes, my lord. As he walks out, gets ready to, to touch land. Now, small pause off the story. This has nothing to do with my what if Deku was a Sith Lord, what if? Same timeline in the Old Republic area, but they're not connected whatsoever. They're not in the same universe. As you have about a let's see her age. Let's say you see a 7-year-old girl, a 7-year-old girl that's playing on a meadow, a field, as she's playing with some animal, alien animal. I don't know what it would be. Or I picked a pet. I don't know what it's called, but I forget. I know what it is. I just don't know the name of it right now. As you see a little girl playing with something around this size, that thing's definitely a predator. It's not your average day house cat. But because of Izumi's talent in the Force, she's able to subdue this creature as a companion, as it always follows her where she goes. Short pause, scratch that. Let's just say everyone in Izumi's family are all head commanders in the military and in the government. So let's just switch to that so I don't make, Izumi's family a little more too special than not touch upon it later on. So that's how we're going to do that. Sorry about that, guys. After I thought about it for a couple seconds. That means Izumi's families, she's a noble, so the family has money to acquire such creatures for their daughter. And Izumi's mother and father are big supporters of the Republic and the Jedi Order, so they were ready in talks of giving the Jedi oh sorry, giving Izumi to the Jedi to start training in the ways to be a Jedi. But Izumi, she's more towards the Empire. She's a Imperial sympathizer. Like she's so much into the how the Emperor do things. She only plays with either supporters from the Empire or people from the Empire itself. Because the Empire has, they have moved out of, sorry, the Empire, people from the Empire has moved to that planet. That's because it's a nice planet. So, there are Imperial residents living on the planet itself. So is the Republic. So it's a safe haven. There's no spout. There is no spouts between Sith or Jedi or Republic or the Empire. It's a safe haven world. It's where the place you go. It's a planet where you go and not to worry about them trying to kill each other because they're pretty rough on their laws when it comes to violence. As we cut to Izumi, as she's still playing with her little alien cat. I don't know what to call it. It's called a Nyx or something. I don't know. I really don't know. But let's continue our story. As she looks up at the sky, as she sees a star destroyer, as she gets a smile, as she's like, "The Empire's here." As she said, "Come on." As she jumps on top of it, Mother's expecting us home. We must not be late. I don't want to hear Mother's nagging. As the creature goes into a sprint, as it goes directly to Izumi's compound where their family lives. As she, says hi to the Imperials as she sees them, as they're, pulling families out of their homes. Izumi does not care whatsoever. Everyone sees a massive Star Destroyer hovering over their city as several TIE fighters come zooming in. A squadron of TIE fighters come zooming in, shooting down the rest of the air resistance they have come across. As we cut to, well, not this picture just yet. That's what she looks like. But as Izumi walks in the main door, as she has her pet by her side, as her mother, there you are. We need to get you out of here. The Empire's lost it. I knew we couldn't trust them. Squadron of plague troopers come piling in. Through all entryways, the doorways, the windows, as they crush through it, as they have all their blasters pointed to Izumi's mother and father. He's in there too, by the way. I'm using a lot of. I'm using a little bit stuff from the Fallen Order video game, even though they're not in the same timeline. I just like the way they look, so that's just me personally. Several of the play troopers get in position as several salute, or not salute, but kneel down. As there's about a small portion of them still aiming at Izumi's family. As the man walks past his soldiers, as he breathes in heavy, and as he breathes out, kind of like Darth Vader a little bit, but he's not Darth Vader, so he's fine on underneath all that gear. He's totally fine. He just uses it because it creeps people out. As he breathes heavy and in, as the man says to the Sith Lord. No, it's not Asashi. It's just some random people that not important right now. As like, what are you doing here, Imperials? Our alliance is with the Republic and the Jedi. Once they hear about this, they're going to strike down upon you with their fury. As the man gestures his fingers, as Izumi's father lifts up the air as he's being choked, I'm well aware of your allegiance with the Republic. As he lets them go, I'm not here for your allegiance, but I am here for her. As he looks over at at the blonde girl. As the mother, you're not taking my daughter. I know what you Sith are. You're nothing but monsters. As he force pushes her away. As her husband, you know, tries to get her up. As the Sith Inquisitor, as he looks down on the girl. As Izumi walks forward with her pet still sitting down, as she directed her hand motion for the pet to stay. As the little girl walks up there with a smile, as she's like, "Young Izumi, you've done an excellent job." As her father's, "What did you do, girl?" As Izumi was like, with a happy smile, "Simple, father. I just gave them what they need. So I could Simple, father. Sith Intelligence offer me a deal. And I took up that deal. Offered the Empire some information. And the best way, and my opinion, the best way to, well, disable sensors. And the best way to capture the city from the other side. And I, and, Izumi's father is like, "What did you do?" "I just told the cipher they send here. I gave her all the information she needed to establish the Empire's role in taking its planet." As Izumi's mother, what did he what are you why are you doing this, daughter? We didn't raise you to be a imp. As Izumi's laughs at her mother. "I have more for my life than a simple cushy job out of the government and a pawn of the Jedi. I have grander scales I want to achieve." As the Sith Inquisitor looks at Izumi, as he hands his hand out as he's holding a lightsaber, as you must show your dedication to the Imperials. Well, in to the Grand Empire, young Izumi. As several soldiers drag the Izumi's dad as he kneels, as they force him to kneel. "Now, young Izumi, I will teach you a bit of the Sith code." Scratch that, guys. He doesn't teach her the Sith code just yet. So, what I had planned, I was going to say, it doesn't make no sense. So, because what I was going to say was going to be in like the very end, the phrase very end of the Sith code, where chains are broken. But I had a better idea. No, I'll just scratch that all together. As Izumi takes the lightsaber, as she figures out pretty fast how to use it. As all you see is the plague troopers don't believe she has the guts to do it, to strike down her own father. As she gets up to her father, and she's like, Dad, I always hated you." As she swings, as all you hear is screech noise, as all you see is the body fall, as the head roll, giving his last facial expression on his face. As Izumi mother screams, as Izumi looks at her pet. Let's name it Vex, so it's easier to pronounce, so I don't have to say pet or animal all the time. Just a short, fix on my part. As she looks to Vex. And she's like, you could eat her now. As she walks over to Vex, as she pets her head. Enjoy. As she stands in front of the superior, her new superior, as she kneels down, I'm ready to learn, my lord. As he's like, very good. You, soldier, get her back on the capital ship. We're immediately putting you into the Inquisitor program. Very impressed, young one. I feel the hatred in you. Savor this feeling. Your first kill won't always be so satisfactory. We have much to discuss. As she follows the soldiers as they go into the ship, as they leave the planet. Now, we're gonna do a little bit of time skip from 7 to like I don't know, a good spot to start it out. She has to be sort of young, but not too young. Let's see. Give me a second here. I don't know. Like, she's basically as old as if Izuku was if she was in middle school, she's in her first year of middle school. So that's how we're gonna do it that way. So that would be either 13 or 14. I'm not totally sure on that. The timeline on Japan schooling's a little different than America, so it's hard to pinpoint the right age limit range. During this kind of time skip, she went through the Sith Academy. She was very gifted in the arts of the Force and the natural when it comes to saber combat. Some will say she actually is a genius when it comes to saber combat. And during her Sith Academy days, she got noticed early on, so her time there weren't her time spent there was very brief. She had a natural ability of everything, and what everything she didn't know, her master would teach her. All the Imperial soldiers that are in the room, as they all give attention, as you have Izumi bend down one knee, flicks her cape around her back so it doesn't get away her knee. You know, all intimidating wise, as she kneels. You summon me, master? Good. Rise. I have two opted targets for you. Technically three. As a hologram pops off. Now, these two are your secondary targets. Two Jedi. He's thinking they're just two Jedi, but there is a Jedi in the pad one. But I want to know. Sorry. These two wretched Jedi accidentally stumbled upon some of our Sith holocrons. I want you to kill these two Jedi. Well, interrogate these two Jedi. The disappearance of Jedi Master Inko. As Izumi, do you have any intel on the target, Master? No, ever since her disappearance, these two Jedi, specifically these two Jedi, been taking a lot of trips out charter space. I want you to interrogate them If anyone would know where that woman is, it would be these two. Then once you acquire her location, you will strike her down and bring me the holocron and her lightsaber. Yes, master. It will be done. As she gets up, as she leaves the room. And we're going to stop it there. Good stop. It's a good place to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. All right, bye.